For these boys to get it underway?
I think the guys are excited. You know, the coach is nervous. The guys are excited. You know, it's you start talking about all kind of new players and all that's exciting. But you know, I feel like my daughter when she lost her favorite blanket when she was like 4 in an airport. My 3 blankets are gone. I lost my blankies. SK, Titus, and Justin are all gone. So, but it's going to be exciting. You know, the guys are ready to get going, and it's the start of a long process for all of us. And the beauty of college basketball, I say this every year, we're not like college football.
Does that feeling change for you year in, year out at the beginning, the anxiety, nervousness, not knowing what lies ahead?
No. I would hope it would. I could eat full meals, but once the exhibition game started, I couldn't eat. My sleep was erratic, which means I know I should still be coaching. I think when all that stops, it's time to go into broadcasting.
Can there be too much excitement for these guys when they come out of the gates? I mean, do you have to kind of tone that down a little bit? I mean, they're so excited to get on that court to start things off that their focus could be lost on things that have to be done.
Yeah, and nothing I can do is going to stop the first game jitters for the 7 guys that haven't put on a uniform. So that's why I said you know you can only practice so much. Part of the process of becoming a team and becoming a veteran player is being a rookie player, being a first-year player, and you just got to go through it. And my job is to make sure we figure out a way to win while it's all going on. That's the challenge. You got to hope that your talent and your energy and your excitement supersedes your inexperience, and not just your inexperience, but your inexperience as a group of playing together. So you got to find a way to win in the meantime, and you know that's the biggest challenge for me.
What do you know about the St. Francis team?
I know they have a good coach and they're disciplined, and that 95% of their scoring back. So you know they're not an inexperienced team. So what we probably our advantage in height and athleticism is hopefully it supersedes their experience. Very few teams have. I don't know if we'll play anybody that has everybody back the way they do. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But, you know, they played Dayton tough last year early. You know, everything goes out the window early. A lot of crazy upsets in college basketball, especially our sport, early in the year. So, you know, I've looked at their Dayton game, and it was a game that, you know, we're talking about a team that was in the Elite 8. They were with Dayton until the last 3 minutes of the game. They had a chance to win.
Coach, you know a lot of the experts were trying to diagnose who you guys are early on, but what have you seen out of the first 2 exhibition games out of this team?
Well, I don't look at them as games. Like, to me, those were practice, and I went in with a script of what I was going to do, regardless of score, as far as trying to get certain guys minutes and see certain guys play together. So, for me, I don't really look at what anybody else may say about our team or any team for that matter. You can't talk in definites. We're going to have ups, we're going to have downs, and you just got to keep going to work every day. That's the hardest part of my job, to make sure my players understand that. Because nowadays with the media and the social media, you're either the greatest or the worst, depending on your last result, and none of it's true. None of it's true. So you just got to try to get better every day in practice. No matter what happens Friday night, we got to make sure we have a good practice on Sunday, and just worry day by day. I just try to keep them day by day as much as I can.
Were those 2 exhibition games good and bad? What did you see that stood out to you?
Well, I think it was all good because we just, you know, this team, we need to play games together. I think we did a lot of good stuff, did a lot of bad stuff. You know, I don't look at the results the way fans look at results. So, you know, with each player, I tell them where I think they're doing well and where I think they can improve. And for me, I got to get their mind on defense and rebounding. And where young players are focused on their points and their playing time, because that's where all their friends are focused on. And winning teams are focused on defense and rebounding and togetherness. So that's the biggest challenge I got as a coach, and we've got to learn that we better worry about those things, or we will struggle. And I don't care what team you are and what sport you play. That's just a fact of team sports.
Speaking of young players, how important is it for confidence for some of these guys to instill early on, that they can do what you would do?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's like I always say, it's hard to have confidence, but you say, well, he's a good shooter. He just needs confidence. Well, it's hard to be confident if you don't make any. Right. So my message to our guys, like the younger guys on offense, I tell them, there's a cheat sheet. It's called take the easiest shots, throw the easiest passes. But they have bad habits, because in our sport they play it year round. They play it in the summer. They play it when we're not around. Where they all try to take hard shots and throw fancy passes or high risk passes. So you got to hope that they're going to listen, because that's how you get confidence. You shoot layups and wide open shots, throw simple passes, and then you look like a veteran player. And the older you get as a player, you realize that's how you become a good player. You don't try to do things that are really hard. So the other side of that coin is with new players, stuff that was hard for them or stuff that was easy for them in their previous stop is hard here. So you got that's the adjustment, because it might have been easy for Quadri Moore to just score every time he caught the ball in high school, where it's not here. So it's an adjustment period. And I don't think games are the only things that are going to solve it. We just got to make sure we're winning while we're improving, and we got to make sure that we stay focused on improving. When we struggle, and it's going to happen for every team, you got to make sure that you understand the world's not over.
How much will you experiment now? And you've done a lot during exhibition games, I understand, but now
it's game time. It's time to win.
Do you experiment at all?
No.
Or is it all, this is it?
No, Friday night is time to win.
So is it safe to assume you won't use as many players, or you use them in different roles at different times?
It's safe to assume that but what I tell my team, every year we take a vote, and do we want Little League rules, or do we want West Side rules? And when you grew up on the West Side, you just played to win. Everybody didn't get an at-bat. So the guys voted for West Side again this year, which means it's win at all cost.
They voted for Little League.
They voted for Little League. We'll just, we'll set the lineup up, and then, here it is. I'll sit there, and then, there are no adjustments.
You would have gone along with it.
I kind of knew what the answer was going to be. So they voted West Side again, thank goodness. And so we're going to play to win. So that's what you can assume that. It's what I tell my players to tell their friends, their family, and their parents. And anybody that says, why is he doing that? Because he's at game time. I have different jobs here, represent the university, raise money, promote our school, our academics, our mission, develop my players as people. But at game time, I got one job: win the game. So that's it. Period. So anything I do is to win the game. Everything Friday night when we tip it up, win the game. So what to expect? Who's going to play? Obviously, I'm not looking to tell St. Francis that.
But there's so many new guys, isn't it?
I would hope that we're as deep. I hope we're deep.
There's a certain amount of trying to figure things out still, right?
Yeah, but I mean, some of those guys are our main guys. So guys are going to have to play through mistakes. There's no doubt about that. When you have so much inexperience on your team, we got to focus on hustle and hope that we can erase our inexperienced mistakes with our hustle, our size, our athleticism. That's going to be our goal as we clean it up as we go along from an execution standpoint.
So do you think, based on practices on those two exhibition games, you have a pretty good handle on what everybody can do and going in?
Yeah, that's the beauty of it, but that doesn't matter. I think I got a pretty good handle on what everybody can do. The question is, do the guys have a pretty good handle on what they can do? Because some guys try to do things that they can't do, and that's the hardest part of coaching basketball. So we got to make sure we're playing. Who's going to play the most? Guys that do what they can do, and don't try to do things that other guys should do.
Was that north side of KFC rules?
That's 100%. Sure. 100%. 100% Northside KFC. 100%. We played to win, baby.
No Friday good races?
Oh, yeah, I love Deshaun.
He'll play.
What's today? Hopefully he has 2 good practices and he's ready to go on Friday. He's probably in better standing than I am. I struggle with myself day to day. Is that good for you?
Well, I know it's a struggle.
I think it's a great challenge.
It's a great challenge.